Hey guys, how's it going? Frank and Garrett here again. Another Evidence Highlights video. This time we are at the Old Center Church in Indiana.
Yes, and I made the mistake on the last video saying that Monroe was in Ohio. It is in Indiana. I have this. It's just a common thing for me. I just call it
Everything's in Ohio.
Everything's
Don't
in
worry about
Ohio. Haunted Ohio. Anyways,
Location in Kentucky? Definitely in Ohio.
right, no doubt.
So we're going to get this kicked off with a clip that has you in it.
Yes.
This is you and Ian and Ashley and Vince and Val. So there's a lot of people in the room.
Yep.
But we captured what we think is an EVP.
Yes.
We're going to play it for you right now. Let us know what you think.
No, it was like.
Oh, I heard it too.
If that was you, can you do that again?
We heard you do
It
that.
sounded like it was on that metal stove almost.
There was a tap.
It was like, pom, pom, pom. It's not me walking.
That was up by the piano. Are you up by the piano right now?
What I heard was. Is this right?
Pretty close, yeah. No, it was still.
No, it was like.
Oh, I heard it too.
If that was you, can you do that again?
We heard you do
It
that.
sounded like it was on that metal stove almost.
There was a tap.
It was like, pom, pom, pom. It's not me walking.
That was up by the piano. Are you up by the piano right now?
What I heard was. Is this right?
Pretty close, yeah.
So to me, that actually sounded like oh no
Yeah.
at first, and then something else that I couldn't decipher.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to decipher, but there was definitely that two like oh no kind of thing
Yeah.
going on there, which was cool. And
I
we
thought it
didn't-
was kind of funny because it's almost a response. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No,
it's
it's okay.
it's almost a response because somebody said, "Are you over there?" And it goes, "Oh no, like I'm not over there."
yeah, right.
Don't mistake me for that guy. I'm not over there.
Right, and we didn't hear it at the time either, right? So we were, I was trying to debunk some other noise that we had heard.
Yeah.
And that came through. So that's.
You had heard a tapping sound on the altar,
Yeah,
I believe, and
that's
that's why
what it
you
was.
were up there and doing that.
So awesome.
That is going to bring us around to another clip right from inside the church. It was a pretty small location, so this is everybody in there again. Same
Yep.
5 of you are in there, and you'll hear them ask, or the name will come across either on a spirit box or a Spiritus app or something like that, and it says Edna. So they ask Edna for a sound, and this happens.
Was it Edna?
Mm-hmm.
Edna, can you make a knocking sound if that's you? Whoa.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Edna.
Was it Edna?
Mm-hmm.
Edna, can you make a knocking sound if that's you? Whoa.
Okay.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Edna.
So that's always cool when you ask something for you have a name, right? And you ask that specific person for a response and you get something. That always sets off a bell for me. That's always pretty interesting.
For sure, and such an immediate response too. And a lot of times when we go investigating, we try to make sure that we're not going in assuming that who's there is there.
Exactly.
So like you said, when we get a name from a piece of equipment and we use that name based on what we've received and we get an answer, I mean that speaks for itself.
It's
cool.
That's a lot of stuff to
Yeah, for sure.
a lot of interesting correlating things. And that's going to bring us around to another clip from inside the main room. These events happened pretty close together. This is all coming from the same
The main
section of tape,
church.
essentially.
The main church.
All in the main church. It's the same bunch of you again.
Mhm.
So you were there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so we were in there and we were all just kind of sitting, and I mean we were getting like bangs and pops and sort of things. I mean it just sounded like people were sitting down in the pews like right and left, and things were, I mean it was really cool. But there was one point where it was kind of quiet, and we all hear something, which we all react to. So it's pretty cool. So maybe
We'll play you the whole thing. Check this out.
Are you messing with us?
tell me that was one of you guys.
Is it you? What?
There was another knock up there with you
No, I
guys.
thought you whispered.
No, it was right here. It was a voice right here.
Yeah,
That was right here.
I thought it was
No,
you.
that was not me. That was right here. Holy crap, there's no other recording right over here?
There's a trail cams running.
Are you messing with us?
Tell me that was one of you guys.
Is that you?
There was another knock up there with you
No, I
guys.
thought you whispered.
No, it was right here. It was a voice right here.
Yeah,
That was right here.
I thought it was
No,
you.
that was not me. That was right here. Holy crap, there's no other reporters right over here?
There's a trail cams running.
It's always actually kind of fun to see, especially for me because I wasn't there.
Right.
So it's fun for me to see everybody reacting in a way, in similar ways to this phenomena.
Right.
Where Vince and Val, I'm sorry, not Vince and Val. You and Vince were
Yeah, me, Vince,
further
and Ian
away.
were further away.
and you guys heard a knock.
Right. We heard what was a knock, and I
But
think
Val
we
and
were like,
Ashley said they heard a whisper. They were
Right.
closer.
Right. So we were farther away, and we were all kind of like, we heard it, but we were like, what, was that you guys up there?
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And then, then they talk about how we were like, well, we heard a knock. And they're like, well, we heard a whisper. And, Val starts, nobody can believe it wasn't any of us.
Right.
So that's cool.
And that wasn't the only thing that actually happened to Ashley in that exact spot.
Mm-hmm.
That particular phenomena that you just watched was not captured on the trail cams, but this was. We take trail cams with us to every investigation, and we very rarely get any sort of evidence from them. But I thought this was really interesting
Yes.
in that the trail cam picked this up and captured it.
Yeah.
Because
for
there's
sure.
a lot of stuff where she's standing in that same spot, and this trail cam doesn't go off.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it's weird that at this particular point in time, it does go off when we actually caught.
It's a motion activated trail cam, and it records for 2 minutes when it's on. So you're going to get a couple of clips from the trail cams from this one, actually, which is kind of exciting for
Yeah.
me because I don't ever get to put this on
Right.
the show.
That's just fun
So,
stuff.
Here's the first one now. This one is pretty much just Ashley that you can see, but I'm pretty sure you are still there.
Yes.
Ian is still there.
Yes.
And, well, check it out.
Is it cold? I'm really cold.
See, and it's still, I can still see it. In fact,
You-
pull my hair.
You know what? It said pull. Is it cold? I'm really cold.
See, and it's still, I can still see it. In fact,
You-
pull my hair.
You know what? It said pull.
So, not exactly evidence, but incredibly scary for her in the moment. And we have it captured on film
Right.
when it happened.
Right, for sure. And it is kind of hard to tell really what's going on there, but I'd be interested to see what everybody has to say if they have something to leave in the
agree.
comments on that.
Because I'm pretty sure you can see her hair move. And she instinctively turns her head this way. So it was on the side of her face that's not facing the trail cam, unfortunately. So if it was happening over there, we wouldn't see it.
Right. But nonetheless, it looks not quite right to me.
Yeah, it's
So
odd.
something's off. But that's just a really cool clip.
And I'm glad we had it. I'm glad we had the trail cam set up right there. And there is another instance where I am also glad we had the trail cam set up.
For sure.
This is from the basement of the church. Ben and Garrett,
Mhm.
you guys are talking about something. I can't remember if you were debunking something else.
Yeah,
or if
he
you
was
were asking for a noise.
Ben had said he had seen something, and he actually reacts to that. But what's weird is what we actually caught and didn't react to when that's happening. So
Check it out.
Who are you? No. No. Do you see something? Here's one. Like, just a mass. Who are you? No. No. Do you see something? Here's one. Like, just a mass.
I love clips like this because stuff like this has happened to me, but I react to it in the moment. Like I heard what was thrown. This sounds like something is like thrown at you guys, but you don't react to it. It doesn't register with you.
right. So you have those stairs behind us, and from the review and from what I'm hearing, it almost sounds like a pebble or something gets tossed down those stairs
And comes rolling down
and comes
the stairs.
rolling down the stairs, and that's what you hear. But what's odd is we don't react to the sound. We react to something else that we had thought or Ben had thought that he had heard. And I'm asking him, like, what? Did you hear something? Did you see something?
And he says he saw something right at the end of that clip.
Right,
there. That's,
exactly.
again, that's another trail cam clip, and that's right where that clip cuts off, unfortunately, is going to be the end of the footage that you saw.
Right. So I don't know. That's just it's really interesting to me. What we caught on the camera and what we did not hear. There. So that's fascinating.
And other stuff that you guys did not hear in the moment is going to be featured in this next clip. However, for a different reason. It's because no one was inside the church when this was going on.
Right. So we had gotten to a point where near the end of the night, Vince and Val had left. So the rest of us, me, Ashley, Ben, and Ian, we went into to the main part of the church again, and we had done a few things. Normally, we don't recommend it, to like rile up a spirit or anything like that. Because it can be dangerous. We had kind of,
exactly.
I'm not going to go too much into it, but we had kind of come into a situation where we felt it was a little bit necessary to try to make sure that it stayed at the church, right? So we had actually started testing a theory with iron spikes, right? Because iron, the theory is that iron can prevent a spirit from passing over a plane or doing that sort of thing.
This I actually didn't know about. I didn't know the whole theory behind why we were carrying the iron spikes with us. But Ben's got them on every investigation.
Yes, he does.
So.
And if you've ever seen the show Supernatural, which surprisingly they pull a lot of stuff from the lore of Paranormal, but they use iron on ghosts and that sort of thing. So it's it's a pretty cool thing. So anyways, we had put some iron spikes at the doors, at the windows, and then we were like, okay, well, we're just going to set this recorder here, and we're going to walk out, and we're going to go to the cemetery outside. We were out there for probably, 45 minutes. So everything we caught here was none of us in the church where this was happening.
Nobody on the property, nobody in the building. You can still hear the investigators talking in the background if you listen really closely. This is going to be a headphones thing, so grab your headphones for this. So ignore the voices, but everything else you hear is honestly really strange. So check this out. So that's insane, right? Like there are these. It sounds like somebody's throwing a tantrum.
Yes.
I think I said this on a clip from the Monroe as well.
Yes, we had
where you
something
had left
similar.
a recorder in the
Yep.
room, but not quite like this.
Yeah, this is on a whole different level. I mean, and the first time I heard it, I was like, it sound, and I think I told you, it sounds like it is throwing a temper tantrum, like
Yes.
it's mad. Which, granted, we did do some things that probably made it not so happy. But yeah, I mean, it almost sounds like, I mean, you got to think there's pews in there, like something slapping on pews, picking them
Yeah.
up, setting them down.
Again,
There's
we don't
one-
recommend
Yeah,
going in
don't
and provoking like
don't
that.
do this. It's not standard for something that we do. It was more for it was actually a safety thing that we were doing this for. But yeah, I mean, and then one point it almost sounds like a book is just dropped like right next to the recorder. I mean, it's just
That's what really blows my mind is
Yeah.
that there's nobody anywhere near close enough to have made that sound at all.
yeah, we're at least 100 feet away. I mean, maybe more, and we're outside of the building. I mean, it's wild.
It's pretty insane.
Crazy.
So I'm glad you guys got to see that. I'm glad the review team caught all that stuff. Thank you guys for all that you do, as always. And again, as always, thank you to you guys for watching this whole video and sticking around to the end. We will see you at the next one. I believe we're going to Hinsdale House.
Yes, that is correct.
So that's going to be pretty cool. We'll see you there.